What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, welcome to the I Am Alpha podcast. Today, man, I have a treat for you guys. We've been talking about the Brotherhood series, and this one, it only makes sense to bring two people on because they're brothers, right? Today, man, I've known these guys for years, and the cool thing that you guys are going to be able to witness off top is their brotherhood between them, not just because they're blood related, but also because they deal with each other, right? And from business to personal, and today that's what we're going to dive in a little bit. I know about them when it comes more so to the fitness space, but today we're going to be able to do what we do with the I Am Alpha, to communicate with each other as men, also for women to understand us, and also how to connect with society. Today I want to introduce you to my buddies, the Lynn twins, right? James and Jordan is in the building. What's good? We here. All right, so the bag is now more expensive now. I got the Lynn twins on, so when y'all come to the podcast, it has to be a little bit more than what it was. Appreciate you guys.
No, for sure.
As I was saying earlier, man, this is a project close, near and dear to me. Obviously, we're in the fitness space, so we are able to connect a lot in fitness. A lot of people know us by that, but today, man, we'll use fitness because it's a part of our life, but throw that out. Yeah. I want you guys to be who you are. Y'all ready?
We ready,
bro.
Hey, let's get it.
Yeah. Well, let's start here. Where y'all from?
Moreland, Texas, small town near Waco.
Mm-hmm.
Population like, what you say, 6,000?
Right now the sign says 6,628 people.
6,628.
Oh,
yeah.
It might be less than.
Might be more, it might be less.
More, yeah.
When you there, I haven't seen 6,000 people in Moreland ever in my life, so I'm just going to say what I know. But small town, good upbringing, small country town upbringing.
And y'all last name is Lynn.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the Lynn is a household name. Where y'all from?
Yeah,
it really is.
For sure. For sure.
We didn't know our grandparents on my dad's side.
Okay.
Our grandmother faintly, but we didn't meet our grandfather at all. So we always get told stories about his character, how he carried himself, and we get a lot of praise on the similarities that we're displaying now compared to him. So it's a good feeling.
Dope. That's dope. And y'all came to Houston because
we were born in Houston, myself and my brother.
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were born in Houston. Our younger sister was born like near back home. But so we left Houston in 92, I want to say, when I was kind of born, 92, 93. And my mom's side of the family was from out here, so we always came back and forth for summer. Holidays, things in that nature. So after a while, when we graduated, we always had a piece of Houston. Like, bro, we got to go back to Houston to live. We tried to go in high school, but
they wouldn't have it.
Our parents wouldn't have it. But so that's what brought us back. We went to U of H.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yep.
So go Cougs first and foremost.
Oh yeah, for
go
sure.
Go Cougs. Who's house?
For sure.
You know we number one on the AP for basketball right now.
Y'all was
ranked number.
Did y'all get back?
I don't know. We lost to Alabama.
Oh, we did?
But y'all beat Virginia, which was number 2.
Okay.
So they're probably like, I don't know, 3. Depending when you hear this podcast.
For real. Hopefully we still in the top rankings.
I actually want to go out and watch them, man. But so look, man, it's interesting because every time I talk to you guys, not every time, but there's times when I talk to you guys, one will answer and the brother will be like, yeah, what bro said, right? So I'm curious on the questions that I'm curious about. Will that be the same? I'm going to try my best to get a different reaction from you guys. But look, I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters. I'm the youngest boy out of 4 boys. And y'all know Milton. Y'all see Milton, obviously. Then I have an older brother, Sean, and Robert. So it's interesting between the dynamic of each relationship for brothers. A lot of people think Milton sometimes is younger than me. I don't know how that works and how that looks, but he's definitely older than me. But we're 7 years apart. And then when people do find out that Milton's older than me, they're like, well, what, a year or 2? And I'm like, no, we're 7 years different. And growing up, can you imagine Milton being 14, hanging around a 7-year-old brother?
No.
Probably not. But now it's 2 peas in a pot. Is that y'all story since day one? Were y'all super close, or did y'all grow apart and then get back close?
Bro, for sure. Everywhere bro went, I was coattail, hanging on. Like, he couldn't go to the park unless I was with him, you know.
What's your age difference?
3 years.
Okay.
3 years, yeah. So, my mom and dad always made sure that he had me with him if he was going out.
Yeah.
So that was the key to even go out.
Yeah.
Had to be together.
Oh, you want to go? Hey, Jordan got to go with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
for
so,
sure.
Like, cool.
So it's 2 boys and a girl.
Yeah, I'm the middle child. We have
Okay.
a younger sister
Okay.
who's 27.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm 30, bro.
Yeah.
33.
So how was that, you being the older brother? How was that always being able to, not being able, but sometimes you may have wanted to and sometimes you may have not wanted to take bro? Was that like something you always look forward to, or did sometimes it was like, I got to bring my little bro?
At first, I think it kind of started off like that, but seeing how he interacted with my friends, and we really couldn't get away from each other.
Okay.
It's something I kind of accepted and then flowed with.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was a senior. He was a freshman. We had the same lunch period.
Okay.
We shared the same friends. We literally went everywhere together. So
Yeah.
it was one of those things that I kind of just woke up. This is my hip right
This
here.
is it. This is it. Same thing for you. Were you like that? Like, yes, I get to go with my brother. Like, damn, I gotta go with him.
No. It was always love when it was a privilege being to hang with the older kids, you know, and things like that were, you know, doing good. They wasn't in trouble, so my parents would allow me to go with my brother and not really stress out about it. And it was good. It was good. It was always a vibe.
So,
bro,
this is gonna be a two-part question. We're gonna answer it now, but I'm gonna ask you again later.
Okay.
Let's start with young bro first. So I'm gonna ask you, you answer, and then you answer, James. I don't know if I call you James Trey. I don't know what. I give everybody so many different nicknames. Twin, Jay.
Man.
But we'll start with you, Jordan, and
All
then
right.
we'll go to you, James. Okay. First question I have, and I'm curious. Just as a child, not since y'all left or after your senior in high school, what was your moment that you was like, that's my big brother? What did he do for you to say, that was my big brother?
Bro was always, it's crazy. There's so many stories probably, but the one that comes to mind for me is my dad was, our dad, we say I don't know why, but our dad was becoming a state farm agent, so he was always traveling to conferences, and my mom was, I don't know if she at the time was getting her teacher's education license or a certificate or whatever she needed to do to go to school, but when they would leave us at home, bro was kind of like in charge, so the things that needed to be done as far as survival, eating, you know, making sure we showered, brush our teeth, things of that nature, bro was, you know, in charge of. So only being 3 years apart, when you get kind of, as a teenager, it doesn't seem so far apart, but when he's, you know, 9 and I'm, you know, 6, then it's like a big gap in experience. So I would say that was probably like the earliest memory, I would say,
of him being big bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Same question for you. When did you, as a child, as a kid under 18, when were you like, man, that's my little bro?
I was gonna say the same exact thing. That's why it's so funny.
Wow.
Because literally every single time I was in charge, and I'm so confident about the answer because I was able to watch them have their freedom, not think about anything. And I'm on the other side, on edge, like, man, I hope they don't break nothing. I hope they do their chores. Because if they don't, it's going to come back on me. So that was like, man, giving the responsibility, having that talk, sometimes the talks that they didn't even get to witness. Hey, Trey, we're going to leave you in charge. The phone number here, call this number. Now if you don't get done, you know dang. So those conversations solidify my big brother, oldest sibling role for sure.
First person to answer would be cool. Doesn't matter. All right. What was the first fight that y'all can remember?
Bro, out the womb. So I came out the womb. They said, "This your brother." I swear that. For sure, most definitely. We stayed fighting, bro. We had to share a lot, so we grew up in the same room. We had separate beds, but literally, if I reach out, I can probably swing and tap him if I, you know, leaned over far enough. So it was a lot, bro. From wear my shirt and I have his shirt on, or you know,
so
I want to play the game. Bro.
Okay.
We fought over everything, bro. It can be anything.
Well, hopefully y'all not pulling hamstrings like me and Milton because we so competitive in flag football. It's pulling hamstrings and hips.
Yeah,
everything
it's gotten better. It's gotten better. Similar to when you started, you were saying if it was like peaches and cream, and then you kind of grew apart, or was it always? Bro, the story is grand, bro. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think has been? What was the biggest challenge as let's say middle school, high school era, where y'all maybe got into it and it was like, man, I ain't dealing with him no more. Like, do y'all have an instance? Like, I can give you one for me, but I'm curious if y'all have one where I was like, I ain't dealing with my brother no more.
I can't recall a time where we end up fighting and not talking.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we fight, we'll be mad for a little bit, and then for some odd reason, we just naturally start talking again. Whether it be I'm in the room, he got to come into the room and get something.
Yeah.
Or we'll be like, you want to go outside, go hash it out on the court.
Yeah.
You know, we found a way to stay competitive, but for some odd reason, it was never a long duration of us being mad at each other that I can remember.
Me and Melton was with Madden. Right, Madden, NBA Live, NCAA football,
Blitz,
all that, right? Yeah. So we were literally, whoever wins, like, so it wasn't the first or second game of losing. It's when you go on a losing streak.
And they talking to you.
So I remember one time Melton was tagging me. He's always been better than me in football. And basketball, it was NCAA, so we were playing with the all great teams. He was he was all great. Who was Melton playing with? He played with the same team over and over. I think it was North Carolina, Michael Jordan, and I'm tagging him with UNLV. I got all these other Kansas. I'm tagging them. So it got to a point where I was actually winning, and I start. Melton's the type. I'm talking to my big bro Melton. Melton is the type where you start winning and you go on a 5-game winning streak. And I'd be like, hey, man, I'm on a 5-game. Now, you only won 2 games, right? So one time to make him mad, after every single game, I will make a tally and be like, I'm at 7, I'm at 8, I'm at 9. And by the time I got to 11, I don't know what happened to that document, but it definitely came up missing.
Oh, yeah, cool.
But, we used to do little things like that. But like you said, it's interesting how you come back to terms. So, that's my little brother. That's my big brother. The childhood is always intriguing to me because it kind of builds a foundation of where we grow. Right, moving forward. So, James, I looked at him and said, James, Jordan.
Okay.
When brother went to college, did you go with him initially, or you still in high school?
Yeah, I was still in high school.
What was that like when bro left to? Because he went to another city and you were still in. Yeah. So what was that like?
Man, it was at first it was kind of different, just not seeing him around because I felt like I was closer to him than I was to my older sister, just because we were both guys or boys growing up. And then I was everywhere with him versus her being everywhere with me growing up. So when he left, it was different, man. It was crazy. I had to like kind of hang out with my actual friends my age, which were cool. They were mostly our cousins or like family friends. But just the responsibility around the house kind of changed a bit. When they would go out of town, I would get the stories, the conversations that he was mentioning earlier, and then I had to watch my sister. So not being an older brother to another male, I was an older brother to a young lady growing up. So it was different, bro. It was definitely different. So trying to be the good role model for her to model what she would probably want to date, what she would probably want to be in communication with, and it was challenging. It was ups and downs, bro. But
it seemed like you was trying to be like older bro when he left.
Yeah, no, for sure, most definitely.
Do you recall like? I don't know what your grades were like, but did you continue to get great grades, or did you start to fall off? Did you start fighting more? Did you notice any behaviors that were different because James was around?
Yeah, for sure. When bro left, I definitely, kind of spiraled down to the path of what my friends were doing. His friends were, kind of in the era where everything was cool still. Like, we can go spend the night at their houses. My friends, they weren't bad friends, but their upbringings were kind of different, so I couldn't go to their house. Versus they would have to always come spend the night at my house type of thing. So once we got older, it just kind of started getting a little bit worse. So hanging out with them a little bit more, I would do things that I know my brother probably be like, bro, we're not supposed to be doing that. And, I don't know. Yeah, for sure. Most definitely, though. Most definitely, bro. His presence definitely was the father figure role, of a sibling, for sure.
I remember when Melton went to North Texas. It's one of those years he went. The Green, man, we take our time in college and we go to different universities. But he went to North Texas with Shannon when Shannon graduated, and I remember just being a house full of guys and people or whatever. And then when him and Shannon left, I remember them leaving. I probably cried. I'm gonna say I didn't because I'm a G. You know what I mean? I'm a G. But I I remember him getting off in his Contour with his 17s, and he had the beat in the back, and he left.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you know, like, when you come back?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, waking up and going in his room, I was like, whoa, he ain't here. And it was an adjustment for me. I don't think my behavior changed. I just remember thinking like, dang, where my brother at? And I to this day, I remember him coming back for the first time. I think it was like a random weekend, and I was just like so excited, like, hey, big bro coming home. And he came home, but he didn't come home to necessarily hang out with me.
No, for
right?
real.
He came home to see the family and his friends. And I remember thinking like, when he left, we didn't get to play PlayStation, or we didn't get to hang out. Like, what's up? And hearing that, I'm curious on your reaction. What was it like before you say response to him? What was your response when you left the college? Was it like, yeah, I'm out and about by myself, or was it like, man, my little brother not here? I'm curious.
I think it was a bit of 50-50. I was so used to my brother around. So the initial separation, it didn't hit me hard, but it definitely was a seed in my head. Like, I have a younger brother who's not here with me. Yeah. So that realization allowed me to be like, I got a little brother who's not here with me. It's time to have a little bit more fun, you know? So that was the other half of it. I was able to be a little bit more free and have to be as cautious. Okay. I guess I was able to make a few more mistakes during that time now, too, because I didn't have to be that example per se. Yeah. So I was able to spread my wings a bit more for sure.
Get out there a little bit.
Yeah, get out there a little bit, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I needed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Not hearing little bro say what he just said, did you know that, or is it kind of like, whoa, I didn't even know you thought like that?
Nah, man, I think it was good hearing it. You know, it was a great question to bring some thought-provoking emotions. I know that I was doing my best to be an example. So for him to receive it as that, you know, it makes me feel good. Yeah. And then knowing the impact once I left, I would get phone calls from the parentals or whatnot, but for him to, you know, verbally say, yeah, I was spiraling, I was doing some things I normally wouldn't have done. Yeah. It just shows the impact of an older sibling who actually cares about their younger siblings. You know. Yeah, it felt good to hear.
And out of curiosity, I'm guessing you came sometimes to U of H to come hang out on a weekend or something, or did you not get the opportunity to really come hang out?
I think I would come every now and then. Every now and then. Not as often as probably expected, but for holidays it was out here, so I saw him. You know how many holidays? 6 holidays or so in a year. So
okay, so not necessarily to the campus, but just in
but when I did get to the campus, it was, you know, the first time I did get to campus, it was cool.
Did it go down? What happened?
Nah, we just hung out we went to a party. No, we went to a party. You remember you had that? It was your birthday. I came out here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I want to tell you about that.
It was crazy, bro. I was in high school, bro. The college party, bro. That joint was lit. Yeah. And it probably wasn't even lit like that. It probably was boring. No, it was lit. Okay.
Pop around that.
And we got a birthday.
Yeah, it was bro's birthday. We got a throwback picture from there. I look like
we might have to post that later on the channel. Yeah. What's funny? I remember. It happened twice. Kappa Beach party, right? So this is in the 90s. This is when, like, no IG, no Facebook. So y'all don't know what happened unless you know who went. And I remember the first time Milton locked his keys inside of his car. So my mom, me and my mom drove to Kappa. Like, my mom, she was such an OG. Like, we drove down there, we in traffic. I'm like, you know how you like watching naked scene with your parents and you trying to act like you're not looking, but you trying to look, right? So it was kind of like that. Girls outside the car shaking their butt and stuff. Yeah. So we get there. Now, Milton's like, he might be a senior in high school, so he's 18. So I'm like, what, 12, 13? 8, 11. I'm like 11. So I'm getting there. I'm like, and we finally see Milton and all his friends. And Milton is known to have a camcorder everywhere he goes. So smart. I'm seeing stuff. I'm like, So Milton like, oh, my little bro here. So, you know, he showing me around, little girls give me love. And then my mom was such an OG. She was like, you want to stay?
Dang.
Not like, bro. I like, Mama agree, okay.
No, for real.
I like, nah, Mom, I'm going home. So I went home. But my 8th grade year, me, my homeboy Taco, my homeboy AJ, Milton took us like random Saturday. He's like, that's Kappa. let's go. We loaded up the car. We went to Kappa. Like, we really went to Kappa.
Dang.
And we really lived the Kappa experience, right? And remembering that now, like, I'm pretty sure I can talk to Taco right now. We can probably remember moment for moment what we went through. Sure. But, you know, that wouldn't have happened because that wouldn't have not happened if it wasn't for my big brother, right? Looking back now, if he was 22 and I was 15, like, that wasn't for him. He did that for me.
Yeah,
no, most definitely.
You know, he gave me exposure. I think that moment, he took me to go see How to Be a Player. I shouldn't have been in the movie theater to be watching How to Be a Player at the age. But those little segue movements, I think he did it more so for me, not because he didn't have friends, not because he was lonely, but he wanted to build potentially a bond with his little brother. And to this day, I brag on those moments. Do y'all have a moment, or I'll go with you, older bro, not old bro, because I'm older than you. Older brother, did you ever do that? Did you ever do something where it's like, I'm about to bring my brother on, not necessarily for me, but I want to give him exposure because I want him to see something that maybe I've never seen, or it's my first time being able to give him something?
I would say when we picked you up going to the step show. On my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha, we were stepping in Baylor. So coming in from Houston, we would have to go through Marlin to get to Waco.
Yeah.
So we picked him up, man. He all smiles, all teeth, like see nothing but teeth.
Yeah.
We get to the step show. That's cool. Then we had an after party. Man, that was a night. That was a night.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
We got pepper sprayed that night.
Yeah, I got pepper sprayed.
You gotta tell the story now. You can't. How did you? What happened? Man, you was in high school, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I was in high school, bro. I remember, bro. Like it was yesterday. Like. The club was lit. I think I want to say Robert Griffin might have been going to Baylor at the time. So like they had a game that day, and so it was just lit, bro. It was just lit. A fight broke out in the parking lot, and we were just outside. We weren't even in the way, but the cop sprayed the pepper spray and the wind just kind of took it.
I got you.
And I was just like running in the cars. I'm talking like park cars. I'm like, I can't see. I can't see. And I went home. My mama was like, man, you got to be careful out there. She like put water in my contacts to kind of clean my eyes out.
That's classic.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
You know, that's one of those moments where you remember for the rest of your life.
No, for sure.
You know, now as we get into the age that we're at now, y'all still cool, right? Y'all still sitting next to each other. What has been one of the moments? When I say this, I'm thinking like the pandemic, Harvey, just hardships. Y'all in business together. What has been one of the things where you're like, I have to keep going because it's my brother?
Man, I'll go first probably. Just bro got a different, now I won't say different work ethic, but his passion behind things that he puts his time into is, you know, more grand than mine. So sometimes seeing that I might not be doing as much as he maybe is doing or expecting me to do, that kind of keeps me going like, bro didn't put in so much. I gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep going especially in the business, you know, I need to be meeting bro at minimum halfway. You know what I mean? So that I would say kind of from his drive kind of keeps me going, especially in the business aspect.
Dope. That's dope.
For sure.
Before you answer, hearing that, what does that mean? Did you know that?
So we've had arguments and fights, you know, about this. So I guess it's more so of a respect piece, you know, like our conversations are not in vain. It might not happen on the first time, second time, third time, but eventually, you know, man to man, we've come to see eye to eye on certain things. So it feels good that we're not, even though we might have chaos and disagreements, we're able to work through that and get to level playing field.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. What do you think, James, when you work close with someone that's related to you versus working close to someone that's not related to you, what has that been for you? Because it seems, and I can be totally wrong, just correct me where I'm at, it seems like you lead. Just like you were when y'all were little, it's kind of like you take the lead in different journeys. What does that mean to you when it comes to business and just life decisions at the age that we're at now that you're still making?
So you can probably attest to this. A leader is also a great follower. So I've had to humble myself from my brother's words because we're so comfortable with each other. So when I talk to him, sometimes I could be talking at him. You know, I could be coming at him sideways, thinking that's my younger brother, or I'm just so comfortable. I know that I can be myself.
Yeah.
With someone who's not my family, I'm way more cautious on my words.
Yeah.
Not out of fear or anything, but just so I can get the business deal closed, or I scratch your back, scratch my back type of opportunity. But I'm flipping that now. I've been treating my brother, my business partner, as if he was somebody I didn't know, just so I can have that respect level there. We've had to actually sit down and have these talks like, yo,
yeah, man,
when you talk to me like this, I don't care how you trying to throw it, I catch it like this.
Yeah.
So either gonna switch it up, we're gonna keep on fighting.
Wow.
And then same in return, I'm like, well, I'm trying to communicate like this, so I would prefer that you, before you react, try to see how I'm presenting it, because sometimes it's not always easy to take a moment to try and water it down so the person can feel comfortable and receive it. Sometimes you just need to get it off your chest to get through. Like, yo, we gotta get this done. But so that's where I'm at now. Like, just learning how to be a follower to my younger brother. Like, if the words that he's saying, he might be younger brother in age, but in maturity and conversation style, we can sit at the same table at that. So that's just a humbling experience I've had to bite on. Yeah.
What's cool about this, I'm hoping that little bro or big bro that's watching this will be able to connect with James and Jordan, because at the end of the day, if you have a sibling, or not even a blood related brother, just a brother in general, the perspective of these two, man, you should be connecting with them one way or another. I'm gonna ask little bro a question, and the reason why it's interesting for me to ask him this question, because I can connect with you more than I can connect with you when you talk about a sibling relationship. Is there times where it's tough to tell big bro something because you're a little brother?
Nah.
See, for me, it's different.
Yeah,
Why? Why do you feel like you can tell him anything?
For one, because we in business, like he said, we kind of sitting at the same table when it comes to the business side of things. So, if I feel like it's gonna be beneficial for the business, I kind of just shoot it out to him. Versus if it was something, personal outside of business, I might probably not be as outspoken with it, But for business, I'm pretty much like throwing it out there, like, bro, what you think about this? What you think about this? Or, hey, bro, we need to have a meeting. We said we're gonna do it every Tuesday. We need to, jump on it, things in that nature. So I don't know why, but I think if I had to, come down to it, is probably piggying back off of what he said.
That's awesome.
At the same table. So
you know what, to be able to communicate that way, because for me, y'all know Milton personally, like, he's such a laid back cat, but when it comes to business specifically, sometimes it's difficult where I have to almost talk in the car. Or in the car, like, all right, Milton, so look, I wanted to talk to you about something. And I'm really talking in the car by myself because I love him so much.
For sure, definitely.
And because he's my brother, I don't never want to offend him. And I was curious, was I alone? But I think for business, I can talk about Milton about anything in the world. I can talk to Milton real quick. But I've learned with business, it still falls down into a book I've read. 5 love languages, right? Everybody has a love language. And just how you said, bro has a mentality when it comes to executing things that he put his mind to. It's the same thing for me, but the way that I have to love Milton is different from the way that potentially he may have to love me.
Facts.
Right?
Sure.
When you think of ways you love people, it's easy to connect with that as we talk to a woman. Right, you say, hey, I want to give her a gift. I know that's her love language, or I want to spend quality time. But when you have a brother, there's actually the same love language, right? So if you look at the 5, one of my love languages, my brother, is actually quality time. I know that sounds awkward and weird, and when I say quality time, I'm not talking about intimate time now. That's weird. All right, that's weird. But what I mean by quality time, I love hanging out and watching Sunday football.
There you go.
I love. We have Thursday night guys night where we'll hook up and hang out with my boys. So like, I love hanging with my brother. That is my love tank with him. But Milton calling me saying, "Hey Chris, you're just a strong man," and like I don't need words of empowerment from Milton.
Yeah,
I need quality time from Milton.
Yeah,
right. So it's important. So hearing that from you guys, it's like I wonder if y'all know each other's love language, or are y'all just in sync where it's like, dang, I didn't even know that I was actually feeling his tank based upon his love language.
Yeah, I would say if I had to guess, bro, love language, I probably know it, but I feel like I might not.
What is it? What's the love language?
I'm not feel that tank for
him. And I'll agree or disagree.
Yeah, with for sure. Words of affirmation is definitely top one.
Words of affirmation.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely probably top. But I'm not going around saying, "Hey, bro, great job today, proud of you." You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just an already kind of thing, like. You know, when we dab each other up, it's like, "Hey, bro, another day of work done." You know, and it's kind of understood. But yeah, for sure,
That's actually awesome. You said that because the first series of Brotherhood, I had my guys I grew up with, and we were just around the circle, and we were talking about the last time, or if you ever told anybody you're proud of them. One of my close friend, LB, he was like, "I had to tell you," and I was like, "Maybe you did, or I don't remember." So cool moment after the Beast Mode games, he texted me. And he was just like, "Man, I'm proud of you. Proud of you." And I looked at the phone, and I was like, damn. Like, it made me like, all right. It wasn't like, for me, it wasn't like, oh, he told me proud. It was like, oh, he proud? Oh, I got to do more. I don't know what it is. Like, when I care about somebody, and they tell me they're proud of me,
it's
like, oh man, I got to do more. I got to show them more. So it makes me better. So I'm saying that to say this, man, it's nothing wrong with telling your brother some affirmation that's positive for them. Because at the end of the day, man, if it makes them a better person and it makes you a better person, it's only going to build, each other relationship.
Nah, for real. Can the camera get on me real quick?
Somebody screenshot that, man. Somebody screenshot that.
Dude, play too much, man.
What's his love language?
I would say acts of service. Acts of service and quality time.
I would say quality time. What's acts of service?
Like if I'm about to go to the store, I'm like, "Hey, Joy, you want something?"
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like for sure.
Yeah. I've learned that about him, and we haven't taken the test, but through our downfalls, we've had to learn. Like, okay, this is the love that he needs. This is what he don't need. Kind of discard that. But yeah, I would say quality time and acts of service for sure.
I love it. I want to talk to the women a little bit.
Okay.
And the reason why I want to talk to the ladies is because our goal with I Am Alpha is to communicate with men, right, each other, but also how to communicate with you. It's a really important, essential fiber in the man body that needs to be able to connect with other men. So I've heard Tina, my wife, right, her friends, and my sister-in-law, we always talk about our guys trip.
Okay.
And sometimes, I want to go to the guys trip. Why can't you take your wife, right? And it's important to allow these conversations to take place because honestly, they don't take place on the phone because sometimes brothers don't hop on the phone and talk about their true emotions for an hour, or maybe you don't see each other. And the reason why I'm talking to the ladies is know that if a guy ever says, "No, back up," you gotta have a real one. All right,
gotta have a real one.
For sure.
You know if your guy trying to sneak around, right? That's first. All right, so I'm putting that disclaimer out there.
Got to.
But if your man or whoever wants to go hang out with a group of guys because he's like, "Hey man, I need to hang with my boys," it's probably something going on.
No, for real.
It's probably something going on, and it's nothing wrong with a man feeling like he can open up with another man. So I'm just asking and pleading with you, if your dude, your husband, your pops, your uncle ever say, "I need to go hang out with my guys," it's not that he don't want to be around you. It's probably something that he needs to open up and communicate with another man.
Yeah. And I think it's also balance.
Yeah.
When you're with your lady, often you guys become intertwined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes maybe you're receiving a lot of her estrogen, so you need some balance. You need some, you know what I mean? you need to balance it out. And I've researched some things and read some things where I saw that healthy distance makes the relationship stronger.
Absolutely.
If I'm able to go hang with the fellas on Thursday, I'm looking forward to that Thursday, but on Friday, I've been filled up by my brotherhood for so much. I'm not able to pour more into my wife or to my lady. So that healthy separation brings the relationship a little bit closer, in my opinion.
I agree. Shout out to Tina, man. She's amazing.
Shout out to Miss Tina, man.
She has never, ever been. You can't hang with your brother. You can't go out with your boys or whatever.
Nice.
She actually probably encouraged. She probably be trying to get me out the house now that I think about it. I think she'd be tired of me. Like, man, don't you gotta go hang with Jared or something? But I think she know how important it is, not just for me, but how important it is for my friends. Mm-hmm. Because being a father, being out and about all the time. It was one trip. I was supposed to go to Vegas. I did go. I was scheduled to go to Vegas for Super Bowl. Okay. Kobe had just gotten a crash. So I don't know. That hit me hard. I was like, I don't want to get in the air. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to stay by my kids. And she's like, you booked a trip with your friends. You need to go. True story. I woke up that next morning. She woke me up like, why you ain't in Vegas? I was like, I ain't going. Get up. Book another trip. I was like, I ain't paying that. She was like, she made me pay. And I got on that trail, looked at my homies, man, and I know that I had a couple conversations with two of my friends there, and I was like, this trip wasn't for Chris. This trip was for them. And I'm grateful for that.
There you go.
So with Brotherhood, man, the title, they asked me prior to the, what are we talking about? The title of this episode is called Expectation.
Okay.
From a brother.
Yeah.
Right. Let's wrap this up. I'm gonna ask you both a question. I'm gonna bring a question back that we talked about earlier. Let's start with older brother this time. What's an expectation from little brother?
An expectation, I would say, is to learn our history. Learn where we come from. Know that we are far, far past average mediocrity. We come from good bloodline, come from royalty.
Absolutely.
So knowing that, that's what's allowing me to pursue so much. Become like, man, it's in my blood. If someone in the 80s and 70s can do it,
right?
It's 2022. Like I should be taking off with it. So. Learning the lineage just so you know where you came from, so you know the seed that you want to plant moving forward.
I love it. I love it. What you got? Gotta be different.
I know. It's tough. you know.
Like bro said.
I'll say that quick. I would say I don't really have like an expectation for bro, or I just want him to keep doing kind of what he doing, is just leading the family as far as the siblings as he's been doing.
That's awesome.
We're doing the things that he mentioned, like learning about our lineage, learning about the history of our family, just the history of our culture and race in general, and just living it and setting an example, because I feel like it'll spill out of his cup and kind of flow into myself, and once my sisters see I'm doing it, and
man,
it kind of just a domino effect or a snowball effect. So. That'll probably be my only expectation. Just keep doing it, bro.
I love it. I love it.
For sure.
I have an expectation for y'all. I have an expectation, right?
Yeah.
Three different expectations. Expectation number one, I'm gonna keep them short and sweet. To my men, talk. We lost someone that was in the entertainment business last week, and we seeing it now. Man, men speak up. Men, my expectation for men is next time you see a homie, ask them how they doing. Like just pull them to the side sometimes. I do it randomly. I know it's weird when I ask y'all, but like, hey, you good? That's expectation number one. For my ladies, expectation number two is play your role at keeping the brotherhood connected. My wife, my sister, they do an incredible job of keeping the family bonded. And sometimes we do bump heads. That's what brothers do. Yeah. Ladies, I want to challenge you to continue to do what you're doing, man. Be the woman, be the home, be the person that keeps brotherhood strong. And number three, for society, I have a challenge for you too. Allow brotherhoods to be established and implemented. And what I mean by that, some of us have opportunity where we're running wellness centers. You have opportunity to put people on platforms to speak. you have opportunity to create and implement things that's going to change the generations to come. I'm going to challenge you to do it. If you have the power and the opportunity to do it, man, like, this is the season to do it.
There you go.
So those are my 3 expectations. Y'all with it?
We with it, man.
We with it. We with it.
Solid.
Let's finish with these last questions.
All right.
This is the last question, not last question. You went first. We'll go with you, big bro.
All right.
We talked about when you were little, what happened where you was like, man, that's my little brother. You was proud. Since y'all been out and about, let's say, over the age of 24.
Okay.
How old are you?
30.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got nervous. Since y'all been over 22, 24, what has little bro did where you like, man, that's my little brother. I'm proud of him.
I'm proud of my brother for his determination.
Yeah.
For his grit. For his laughter.
That's a big one right there.
Yeah,
that's
big. He doesn't let anything faze him too much. I like his fire. You know, he balances me out. I was a bit cowardly, kind of soft growing up. You know what I mean? If I'm being real, with his fire, he brought that warrior out of me. You know what I mean? Because of him, I wanted to get into boxing. I wanted to learn how to fight. You know, I wanted to just be more into my manhood, seeing my younger brother be that guy that I'm looking up to. You know, so on top of that, I like his love for his detail, like his aesthetics, his detail to himself, his hygiene. He really cares about himself. He's one of the most full of himself yet humble man that I know. Yeah. So I take that with pride because I'm able to take a lot of notes from him. I used to not be, I was never dirty, but just tidiness, you know what I mean? Making my bed. I wasn't doing that, but for the past 2-3 years now,
on it.
Cleanliness is godliness.
On it.
Man, I'm making my bed,
on
making sure my folk.
Y'all hear him, ladies.
I'm on it, man, you know.
He's saying hygiene. I'm like, brother, I put deodorant on it.
No, that's real, though. Like, that's just learning and being humble enough to learn. Like, I'm never too old or too proud now to learn from my younger siblings.
That's love. Yeah. I love it. What about you? Is it since y'all been older? What moment happened when you was like, I'm proud of Big Bro for that?
Man, bro been doing the TED Talks lately. And knowing bro, he used to not say nothing growing up.
Really? I wouldn't have thought that.
Not say nothing, bro. He always had his head in a Harry Potter book or, you know, I was outside playing with my friends and, you know, bro was inside pretty quiet or like, I would say a introvert.
Yeah, I would have never known that.
Seeing him on stage and, you know, tackling these goals that he set for himself is like proud to watch. I'm proud to watch it and see it, and seeing the journey that he's going through, doing it from the writing of it to him rehearsing it, like just walking around the house, just just saying sentence after sentence after sentence. He's shy when I can hear him sentence after sentence, and then seeing it actually on stage, I'm like, that's all right. The preparation that it takes for this to come to fruition is,
I love it.
You know, a journey that only he knows, or I guess, and if you're in his circle, to know like what it takes to do.
Love it.
So
I love it. Well, look, man. The cool thing about these guys, man, they so humble. So I have to brag on them as we finish, and I'm gonna put everything down below because I want them to connect with you, right? You know, we talked about fitness at the beginning. These guys do different styles of fitness. You know, I mess with, I try to get a couple of free boxing lessons here and there about coaching and stuff, but, you know, I've seen them train professional boxers, right? From conditioning. I walked in the other day, you was training a mini-me, a kid, for conditioning with boxing as well. From group training to outdoor boot camps, right? Indoor at the gyms with the Mean Green as well. Online training, virtual training. Obviously, we talked a little bit about James being a speaker. I don't want to mispronounce. What type of drum is that?
Djembe drum.
Djembe drum.
Djembe drum.
So if somebody, is that something where they have to just get lucky and find you, or could they actually book you? Like, what does that look like for you?
Definitely. I feel like we're in the age of social media.
Yeah.
A private message DM, Instagram, certain events. Jordan, we've drummed for a wife. She's a widow now. She lost her husband. He transitioned, and we played at their homegoing, and it was just like very humbling that our creativity, our vibe, our rhythms played out to the people, and they were able to, be happy in those trying times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it also took you to different places outside of Houston or outside of Texas.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Have a few shows coming up next year.
You went out of the country, Africa. Yeah,
Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico.
I said Africa every time. You must be going to Africa soon.
I went to Africa in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of planned to see, just to kind of see where my lineage was from and all that. So it was pretty cool.
Dope, man. Yeah. Well, look, man, I appreciate you guys for coming out. The goal with this, as I said at the beginning, is to communicate the way we have and be able to do that from brother to brother to brother to sister, and also to the economy, to our community. I put everything down below. I would love for you guys to connect with them on IG, and if you know them now, so if you need their service, you might as well hit them up, DM them like he said. Other than that, guys, y'all have anything y'all want to say before we get out of here?
Man. I love you, bro.
We already did that. We gotta do it again. You know what's cool? So this episode, it kind of came out. I didn't know how it was gonna go. Right? Y'all could have came in. I hate my brother, and we would have went that direction, right?
Bro, he made me mad right when you walked in. But it's cool.
It's cool.
We need to talk about it. Edit that out. Nah, bro. It wasn't nothing big, but just to see how we can mend it.
Yeah,
and be like this when just a while ago I was just like, bro, why?
Let's finish with this, and this is why it's important. We have, and I'm saying brother, but it don't have to be blood related, right? You have someone that you call brother or sister, and it's important for you to have the relationship y'all two have. There are brothers that don't act the way that y'all act. They haven't talked in months and years, decades, right? Or brother and sister. So even for me, right? So I'm learning as I'm communicating with you guys, and that's goals. I appreciate you guys' leadership on how brothers should interact with each other through good, through the challenge, through the better. And I commend to both of you. Cool.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
I am Alpha, man. The Lynn twins, Jordan and James. We out. Y'all take care. Yeah.